So I just started the recording. So first let me navigate to the our instance, that is the 365 Fndo. Okay. So at here, so I will go with the
Mahesh, can you share your screen?
oh sorry. I have shared my screen. Hope you are able to view now.
Ah, yes, Mahesh.
Yeah. Okay. So so first I will create with the products. Okay. So in products we have different kind of products. Okay. The product is classified into three different categories. One is the product, or product master, or service. So when I say the product, it's nothing but it's a item, generic item. Okay, which is utilized to purchase or to sell or to make the maintain of the stock of inventory for a particular tangible or intangible assets. So when I say the tangible and intangible, it can be, you can view the touch and feel and kind of this kind of items. Okay, so when I say product master is nothing but the particular item have the different dimensions. The dimensions, it may be a size color, or it may be a style, or it may be a variant. Okay. And the service is nothing but the expense items. Okay, the service item may also have the revenues for some of the industries. Okay, so item is classified into three different categories. One is the product master, and services. So how many type of products if we create? So these kind of interview questions may you may rise, like how many type of products you can create. So you should say that we can able to create three different kind of products. One is the product master, and as well as the services. Okay, and even some of the members will say as item, some of the members as product, but both are same. Okay, when I say the product is nothing but the item, when I say the product master, it is nothing but the product item master. Okay, so this is the difference. So how we can create the product information, I mean the products, new products. For that, we will navigate to the, okay, we will navigate to the product information management. Okay, inside product information management we have products. So again we have release products. So what is different between release product and product master? So mostly when I say the product or product master, so you will go with the products and product masters. So when I go with this particular product, it will display all the particular items available in all the legal entities will be appeared over here. 1 minute, it's loading. Yeah, so now you can see these are the products which is available across all the legal entities. Okay, like for example, if you try to create, see currently I'm in that company. Okay, so in that company also, so these are the items which is available over here. Okay, and from here, if you want to access this particular item for the transactional to purpose for the particular legal entity, for that you have to do the release products. Okay, you can see on top there is a release product. So from here, once you clicked on release product, a inquiry form will be open, and from in which legal entity you want to release, so that is the process which will be raised. Okay, instead of creating product and doing this release product, it's a two-way steps, right? So first we'll create product and we'll do the release. Like for example, at here I am creating one of the product. Okay, so I just clicked on new. Okay, so when I say when I'm creating the product, by default you can see it is the product type, it is mentioned as item or services. So when I select item, So again, it will be subcategorized into one category, that is product. If it is a product master, then it will be displayed as product master. Okay, so you will give some specific number, like for example, I'm giving as so I have given some random number. Okay, okay, so you will update the product name, and by default the search name will be populated. And this retail category, you can select this particular retail category if you have any retail entity specification. So if there is no retail entities, then you can leave it as blank, and you will click on OK. So once you click on OK, the product will be created. Okay, so when I clicked on OK, now you can see, so there is a product which is created. Okay, and you can see there is not no more information, like very few information which we have added to this particular product, and those information only you can able to view it. Okay, and you can see on top we have a release product. Okay, so what this release product will do, as I said, that the transaction for transactional purpose of that particular legal entity, to maintain the stock, or to issue or reissue of stock, which transactional data will be done after releasing to the respective legal entity. Like for example, if I want to book the inventory, inward inventory, when I say inward inventory, means when I'm doing purchasing some of the goods related to this particular item, then my stock will be up, right? So when I say the inward entry, so during this particular item, when I do this particular transaction, my inventory goes up. Okay, now you can see when I clicked on release product, so I'm releasing to respective legal entity, that is USMF. Okay, so this is the product detail, and once this product information which will be displayed over here, you will click on next, and if there is any variant, so you can see it will be pass the information. Like for example, if you are selecting the product, if you have variant to release, there is no variant against this particular product, so that was the reason the second step got skipped. And third step, you need to select the company to release the product. Okay, so in which legal entity you are releasing this particular product. For example, now you can see I'm in that legal entity. For example, I want to release this particular product in USMF entity. You can select multiple legal entities over here, in which legal entity you want to issue it. So currently, for example, I have selected this particular legal entity, and you will click on next, and this is the last uh, clicking. So once you clicked on finish, a release product will be created under the USMF entity. Okay, the information which will be copied has mentioned in the product. Okay, other than that, we need to update some of the information which is mandatory to update for the item. So we will see what we need to update. So let me click on finish. Yeah, you can see there is a message on left side. It's sitting as operation completed. The item has been created, release item has been created. So let me quickly navigate to USMF entity. Either I can navigate to USMF entity by going over here on right side. I will click on DAT, and here is my respective entity list. Okay, so at here inside this particular list, let me select USMF entity. Okay, so at here, let me filter with the product. So if currently I'm in the product only, I didn't went to the release product. Okay, so for example, if I am filtering with the same product number in USMF entity, so this is the product number which is available. Now let me copy the product number. Now I will navigate to the release product. So for that release product, you can directly navigate to the product information management, release products. Malthapan. Okay, now let me filter with this item number. So I just place cursor on item number to filter it. Okay, now you can see this is the item number in the release product details, which is applied over here. So when I open this particular release product, this particular item, okay, in USMF entity, now if I click on validate, so it will give me a error stating that for creation of any item in the respective legal entity, we need to update few mandatory information. Okay, like for example, so what is your item group? Okay, so what do you mean by item group? Item group will be classified as a group of items. Okay, next one is item model group. So what do you mean by item model group? Okay, so item model group is nothing but the costing method. So when I say costing method, so how you want to issue your stock, or how you want to uh, exit the stock during the sale. Like for example, we have few costing method which usually follow. One is the first in first out. So when I say first in first out, that is FIFO in short term. When you have received the goods, like for example, on 10th uh, November, I have received the stock 10 quantities. Okay, and November 15, I have received 20 quantities. Okay, so there is a sale of in between, like for example on November 25th, I have a sale of 10 quantity. Okay, so initially it will take the stock from the 10 quantity which initially received on November 10th. Those 10 quantity will be consumed first. Okay, when I say first in first out, so when my stock is getting in, when it is getting in, at the time it will be consumed as a first. Okay, another one is LIFO. What do you mean by LIFO method? LIFO is nothing but uh, last in first out. Okay, like for example, let's take the same example. If we have I mean when I have purchased on November 10th, I have a 10 quantity of stock, and when I purchase on November 20 quantity of stock. Okay, so when I receive a sale of 5 quantity, so it will consume the 20 quantity for 20 quantity. It will reduce the 5 quantity as I am doing the sale, and remaining quantity will be as it is. Okay, so when I say last in first out, first it will consume the last received stock first, then the older one. Okay, and third one is the standard cost. So standard cost by default system will calculate. uh, so what do you mean by standard cost? Standard cost and weighted average cost, there is no much difference. Okay, it will calculate on the number of quantity divided by the value, total value of the stock. It will give you the rate. Okay, like for example, let me open the Excel. Like for example, I have received stock on 1st November, and this is the quantity, and this is the unit price, and this is the net amount. Okay, so this is one, and 10th November. Okay, and 15th November, same way. 15th November, this is my quantity which I have received, and this is the rate per unit, and this is the total value of the particular invoice. Okay, now so this is my quantity, right? So sum of net amount, total net amount, which is my 330, divided by sum of quantity. Okay, so this is the average cost, average unit price amount which will be appeared. Okay, so when you are doing a sale, like for example on November 20, okay, so for example if you are doing sale of 15 quantity, okay, system by default pick 4.125. Okay, so this is the average rate which it will be picked by default based on the standard cost and weighted average cost. Okay, so when I say weighted average cost, it will combine all the quantity, it will combine all the net amount of that particular number of invoices, and PO invoices has been done. Okay, and there is the formula is total net amount divided by number of received stock or available stock. Okay, when I say available stock, we have the available stock, based on that it will be calculated. Okay, so this is standard and weighted average cost. LIFO, I am re-explaining. LIFO, last in first out, where like for example you can see, so in this case what will happen, 15, right? So in this 15 it will be reduced, as this is the last received product receipt or last received PO invoices. In this 15 quantity will be reduced. Okay, and once this is completed, then only it will go for this. Okay, if in between, if any new product receipt or PO invoice will be received, then it will consume the quantity from there. Okay, and first in first out, like for example you can take the same scenario for first in first out. So first in first out, what will happen? So like for example you have received on 1st November, 10th November and 15th November, and when you are doing the sale on 20th November, so it will pick from the first when we have received. So I have received on 1st November 10 quantity, so it will consume this all 10 quantity with this particular rate, and again after that we have 5 quantity which is additional, so which is not covering on the order number 1, and it will go with the uh, 10th November 10th November PO invoice. In this it will consume the 5 quantity with this particular rate. Okay, so this is the first in first out. So what are the different costing method which you will utilize in the item model group? So these kind of question which may arise, so you should answer. uh, we have FIFO, LIFO, standard cost, weighted average cost. So these are the four costing methods which usually use. Now previously we used to use LIFO, FIFO method. Now everyone is going with the weighted average. So, or if you go any retail industry, or if you go any stock maintaining industry, they are going with the weighted average. So this is the costing method which they are utilizing it. Okay, okay, so item model group is necessary, is only for the costing methodology. Item group to classify the item which comes under which group. Okay, other than these two, we have three more additional dimensions. Okay, one is the storage dimension, next one is tracking dimension, third one is product dimension. Okay, so what do you mean by storage dimension? Storage dimension is nothing but, so where exactly you have placed this particular item in D365 or in your store locations. Okay, for each store may have the different warehouses, and from which warehouses this particular item is available. To identify this detail, for that purpose we are using the storage dimension. Another one, we have tracking dimension group. So what is the use of tracking dimension group? Tracking dimension group, what it will do, it will this is also for the quality check, or you can say for internal references. Okay, like for example, mostly in the production site, production industries, they have different batch numbers and serial number, like for example in which batch this particular product has been uh, manufactured. Like best example I can give it, you can see any food product, either it may be your flour, your oil, or your even medicines also. Okay, if you see the card box or backside of the label, you can see when it is manufactured and what is the batch number, serial number, so every information you can easily identify it. Okay, and the next option is the product dimension group. So what do you mean by this product dimension group? Like for example, as I have mentioned, the item is classified in three different categories. One is item, item master, and services. Okay, so when I say the product, in product we don't have that much product dimension group. So when you select the product master, we have the product dimension group. So what this product dimension group will do, it will classify the product in different categories. Like best example I can give for this one product dimension group is uh, the car. When you go with the car showroom, so they will show you the variants, like for example what comes under basic, medium, and high variant. So as I'm giving only the three different variants, so when I say the standard variant is the basic model, where you will have limited features. Okay, so when you go with the medium variant, you will have, it's not that much fully high end, it's not that much fully low end, so it's between. You may have some additional features like rear sensor and camera and Android media channel. So these kind of things will be updated. Okay, so the all these, other than that, there is a color, there is a style. When I say style, what is the pattern which is used for this car? So these all will come under the product masters. Any questions? Okay, so these are the five key elements which should be updated in the release product. If these key elements, if there is no if we have not updated anything, then it will not validate, and it will be not ready for the transactional purpose for this particular item. Like for example, now you can see if I navigate to the ERP, okay, so this is the product which we have created, right? So if I click on validate, you can see under the maintain tab, under product, maintain tab, and we have validate. So when I click on validate, okay, now you can see for this particular product need to specify the field, item model group, item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, the specified missing fields value, and try to validate it. Okay, so these are the five which we have discussed now. One is the item model group, item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, which need to be updated. Okay, so like for example, let me update these fields and then we will validate it. Let me click on edit. Okay, so in general tab itself you can see the item model group. Okay, so when I place a cursor on this particular drop down, you can see, as we have discussed, FIFO, one of the example for the uh, commonly used example for costing. LIFO, this is another one. Moving average, weighted average is nothing but same. There is no difference. The term is only the difference. When I say moving average, standard cost, weighted average, is all the conceptual is same. It what it will do, it will calculate on total number of amount of that particular available stock divided by number of quantity. So it will give the rate. Okay, and so we need to update which expense category I mean which costing method I need to map. Okay, so you can map first in first out. Okay, so if I scroll down, so my general tab will be completed. Let me close this one. Yeah, now you can see we have purchase. Purchase is the second tab for the product. Okay, so do I need to update anything in the purchase tab? No, you can update the price information, that to optional, that depends on the price, purchase price, what you need to update. Okay, you can see there is a price. So you can update the basic purchase price for this particular product, you can update. So currently I'm not updating, so let me close this particular purchase tab. Next we have promote, so there is no promotion for this particular product. Next we have delivery, so nothing I need to do with delivery, so I'm closing this one. So next we have sell. So in sell, do we need to update anything? According to me, there is no. In case if you want to update anything, you can update the basic sell price, and if you want to change the unit, you can change the unit of measure. Okay, so currently I'm not updating anything, so I'm closing this cell. Next I have foreign trade, so nothing I need to do with the foreign trade. And next I have manage inventory. In manage inventory, do I need to update anything? You can update the inventory cost. Okay, you can see not in inventory, so there is nothing need to update on the inventory. So if you want to update inventory, you can update the unit of measure. And engineer, in engineer also no need to update anything, so let me close anything. In engineer, mostly if you have, when you go with the production, so you will have a lot number of production details which need to map on the product level. Okay, like for example, at here the bomb unit, so when I say why in production the bomb details need to be updated, so in production you may have different type of production mechanism. Okay, so based on that we need to define this all kind of these all kind of things in engineering. Okay, and even plan also for production. And in cost, manage cost, you can see posting. In posting we have item group. Okay, so in posting, why I need to select the item group? So based on this particular item group, your cost will be posted. Okay, so let me select the item group. Okay, and we have the managed project, and we have financial dimension, warehouse, commerce, transportation, and product variant. So in these, nothing need to be updated, just you need to update, just we have updated so far in this particular item. One is the item model group and item group. So where we can update the storage dimension group, tracking dimension group. to update these two dimension groups, what you need to do, under the product, under setup, we have the dimension group. Expand this dimension group drop down, and now you can see we have storage dimension group. So at here you can see we have in the storage dimension group, either it may be a site warehouse, either it may be a site, either it may be a site warehouse location. Okay, so currently I am storing this particular product in two different, one is site and warehouse. So I will select site and warehouse. Okay, and we have the tracking dimension group. So if I place the cursor on drop down of this tracking dimension group, it will display as none or batch number or serial number. So these are the various way we can uh, track the particular item. So if you want to add anything, we can add it over here. Like for example, if you select the batch number, so you will create a batch and you will select whenever you are receiving the PO invoice, so you need to select the batch number. Okay, so currently I am selecting as none, so nothing is available for the tracking dimension, and I have clicked on OK. Now we have updated all the necessary information for this particular product. Now this particular product is ready to utilize for the purchasing and sale, doing the transaction, inventory transaction. Okay, now let me close this one and let me redo the validation. So I will click on validate again. Now you can see all the required field for this particular product are available. Okay, so when I click on new product, so we have done two steps. First we have created the product, and second we have released it to the respective legal entity, and third is we have updated the necessary information. Okay, so instead of doing these three steps, you can directly do in one step. So where you need to create, for that you will go directly to the release product. Okay, let me now show you the navigation part. You will go to the product information management, products, release product. Okay, once you click on release product, it will show you the available product for that particular legal entity over here. Okay, and at here what you have done, you have clicked on new, and at here you will update all the necessary information. As I said that, are you creating the product or service, item or service? So you select as item, and at here you will select product or product master. Okay, so when I say the product master, it may have different side variants. Okay, like for example, if I'm creating product directly from here, now you can see all the necessary field. Like for example, so this is the product detail. Okay, and we have, you can see over here, item model group, item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group. Okay, so these are the necessary field which we have updated after releasing to the respective legal entity. So when you are creating directly from the release product form, so we have all the necessary information together, so we can directly create release from the release product form also. Okay, is there any question, any doubts?
No doubts, Gopal.
Okay.
No, Mahesh.
Okay, so let me create the product directly from the release product form. Okay, so let me update the item number as I'm giving some short form name. Okay, and see, I just updated the product number and product name, and this information is auto copied to the specified company level. So when I say specified company identification, in which legal entity, when I say the legal entity is nothing but the organization which where you are creating it. Okay, so we don't have any retail category. Okay, and at here I will select my item model group, FIFO, item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group. Okay, so I have updated these information. Other than that, you can see we have the sales tax and purchase tax. So you need to update these two tax details also, because based on this only your tax will be calculated. It's a mandatory thing. Okay, like for example, if you go with the in GST we have CGST, SGST, IGST in India, right? So what do you mean by CGST? It's a central government goods and service tax. State, at the state level. IGST, interstate transactions. Okay. So uh, when you some of the item will be calculated 5%, some of the item will calculate 8%, some of the item will be calculated as 28%. That depends on the, based on the item, I mean the transaction item category type base. Okay, so similarly, if you want to calculate the sales tax, so it is mandatory to update this tax information field. Okay, and you will click on OK. So once you clicked on OK, a item will be created in the release product. Okay, now this is the release product which you have created. Okay, and you can see under new you have the templates, right? If you click on this particular template drop down and create a shared template, and if you give the name, like for example I just given as GM, and I have clicked on OK. Okay, so what is the use of this template? Okay, so whenever you are creating any new product, like for example, again if I am clicking on new release product, okay, now you can see, let me give some random number. I have given some random number and name. Okay, now you can see under administration we have a template. As I have saved the template as GM, you can see you can it applying as GM. If I select this particular GM and the necessary information, like for example whatever we have updated in this particular product Goat Gum 002, so those fields like your item model group, item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group. Okay, even if the sales tax is been updated, those information all also will be auto updated. No need to select manually one by one. So just we need to update the item number and name, and the remaining all the necessary fields will be auto populated. Okay, so this is the use advantage of template. Like for example, if you have multiple items need to be created, and where your common things are item model group, item group, and storage dimension group are all are same. So in that case you can create this particular template, and based on the template you can create the items. This is another way of creation of item. Okay, so far any doubt? So we have completed only the item creation. So let's see item model creation. Okay, so let me click on OK. Yeah, so I will click on new. It's a similar process as we have seen for the product. Same, we have product master, and from product master you will release the product, and you can do that way. So I am directly, what I am doing, I am directly creating from the release product direct product master. Okay, so I will click on new. So at here I will select the subtype as product master instead of product. Okay, when I select the product master, now you can see it another field has been added, that is the product dimension group. Okay, so this is the product dimension group. This is the field which were discussed initially, which require to update. Okay, so let us update this field. Okay, so at here I am giving the my product number has. Okay, at here I have given the name as iPhone 16. Okay, and at here you need to select the storage dimension group. So in storage dimension group we have different conditions or different variety, different things are available, like for example color or configuration, color and size. Okay, color and style. So we have predefined configurations are available. So in this we need to select any one. Okay, like for example at here I am selecting the size, color and configuration. Okay, so when I selected the size, color and configuration, and at downside you can see the configurational technology, it is mentioned as predefined variant. Okay, other than that, if you can apply the template GM, and all the necessary information will be populated. Just we need to select the uh, this one storage dimension group, product dimension group, we need to update. So once we have updated this necessary information, like item model group, item group, okay, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, once this information has been updated, you will click on OK. So so we just created the product master. Okay, but inside the product master we have the product dimension. Now we will create the product dimension. The item creation is straightforward. How you are creating the item, the same way you will create the item master. But when you are creating the item master, you will select the product dimension. So product dimension, it may be on what basis your variants are going to be created. So as I selected the size, color and configuration. Okay, now you can see this is the product, right? iPhone 16. Under the product, on top, under top product, you can see the product master. Under product master we have two options. One is release product variant, another one is product dimension. So what these two options will do? So first we will see the product dimension. So once I clicked on product dimension, so you can see, so this is the configuration, so this is the size and this is the color. So these are the three options which we have selected during the item master creation. Under that particular storage product dimension group, I have selected these three and I have clicked on generation of the item product item master. Okay, now you need to define the variants. Okay, like for example in size I am mentioning over here uh, 128 GB, to 56 GB. Okay, I just given two different size, and configuration I am mentioning as 8 GB RAM, RS I will mention as 6.6 inches, 5.6 inches, 5 inches. Okay, so these are the three different screen size I have given under the configuration. In size I have given the capacity of the storage, and in color I will define the color, like for example gray, rose gold. Okay, so I have defined two different color. Now we have defined our predefined variant. Okay, where in configuration we have three different screen sizes. Okay, 5 inches, 5.6, 6.6 inches. In size we have two different sizes of capacity of storage. One is 128 GB and another one is 256 GB. In color I have mentioned two different colors. One is gray and another one is rose gold. Okay, so this is the part of creation of the variant, I mean the product dimension, where you will create the product dimensions. Okay, so once this dimension has been created, so based on that your variant will be created. Okay, now let me save this particular record and let me go a step back. Okay, so this product dimension is nothing but to create the dimension value for that particular product. Like for example, in this example we have three different product dimension. One is the configuration, another one is size, another one is color. So these three dimensions we have updated. Okay, now we are releasing the product variant. Okay, to release the product variant, so we will click on release product variant. From the product, under product master we have release product variant. So once I clicked on release product variant, okay, currently it is blank. Okay, as we don't have any previously generated product variants for this particular product. Okay, so what you need to do, you can see there is a variant suggestion. So if you click on variant suggestion, okay, now you can see it's showing as select the configuration, select size, select color. Okay, so these are the three dimensions which we have updated and which is populating over here. Okay, other than that, if you scroll down, you can see suggested variants. As you can select manually, or else directly you can see on top we have suggest all. So once you click on suggest all, so what it will do, all the configuration, all the selected size, all the colors, it will be combined and it will show you all the possibilities. Okay, like for example, when we have two dice, when you have roll it, so we have the probability of 2 into 2, that is 1 by 1, 1 by 1, 1 by 2. Okay, so like that, how we will have probability, in the same way it will show you the suggestion has a probability based on the above product dimension what we have defined it. Okay, so in this, if you want to release all the product variants, you can release. Okay, from this also, if you want to release very few, you can select those selected one and you will click on create. Okay, if you want to create all, simply select all and you will click on create the item. Okay, so once you click on create, now you can see all the variants has been created over here. Okay, now you can see on top operation completed, and this is the product number. Okay, so when I say the product number, it's not the product number, it's a product variant number. Okay, now you can see this is my item number, 6.6 is my configuration, 128 is my size, gray is my color. Okay, so based on that, my configuration variant part has been completed. Okay, So any doubt in the product master creation? If there is no doubt, let's proceed further.
No.
Yeah. Uh,
No.
yeah. So as we are able to see, there are some certain field like storage dimension group, product dimension group. We have seen it. Storage dimension group and tracking dimension group. There are some fields which need to be updated, right? Like for example, storage dimension group. For inside storage dimension group, we have some certain field. Like for example, if I navigate to the inventory management, okay, uh, inventory management module, okay, if I go to the setup inventory, so when I clicked on inventory, you can see item group, item model group. So when I click on item group, so you can see these are the item group which is already created. If you want to create any new item group, yes, you can create it by clicking on new over here, and you can specify the group. Like for example, uh, as I have given as fashion, okay. And once you clicked on save, so you can see there is a sales order, purchase order, inventory, production, setup, warehouse, okay. So at here you will specify the main account. So when I say the main account, you will specify the posting profile, okay. You can update directly from here. So this is one option. So in item group, we will classify the grouping of item, and based on that your posting profile will be mapped, and your transaction will be hit based on this particular account transaction. There is a little bit accounting which comes under the finance, okay. But for your understanding, I am showing this particular field, as you need to update this particular field record in the creation of item, okay. And similarly, we have item model group. You can see the item model group under the same inventory management setup inventory. We have the item model group. So you can see over here we can create another new, and you can select it as I have reshared my screen. Okay, so like for example, same navigation, inventory management, setup, inventory, we have item model group. So item model group is nothing but where you will classify your uh, costing. When I say the costing, how you want to issue your inventory, and based on that your cost will be calculated. As we have discussed the LIFO, FIFO method and moving average, standard cost, okay, and the weighted average. So standard cost, moving average, and weighted average are same. There is no much difference. And LIFO, FIFO is how the stock will be issued based on the LIFO, last in first out, and FIFO, first in first out, okay. So other than this item model group, we have our storage dimension group, right? So for that, we will navigate to the inventory management setup, inventory breakdown. We have a site, okay. So once you clicked on site, you can create in individual sites. Like for example, sites can be classified based on the location, based on the country, and based on the region. You can classify. Like for example, uh, even location can be created as a site. Like for example, at here I am creating a site as India, okay, and I have saved it. So site creation is straightforward, easy. You can just create a number of sites, okay. And similarly, we have warehouses. So for creation of warehouses, what we need to do, we need to navigate to the same inventory management. Under setup, we have warehouses. So if you click on this particular warehouses form will be open. Okay, so these all are the warehouses which is already available. So I will click on new, and at here you will specify the city, like for example Chennai, and you will select the site. Our site is India, and you will save it. Similarly, you will create a number of sites, like for example Hyderabad, and you will update the site. That's it. Record will be created and you will click on save. Now we have created one site as India, and we have created two different warehouses. One is the Chennai, another one is Hyderabad. Okay. So other than this, we need to create the posting. So you can see there is a posting under the inventory management setup. Okay, under setup you have posting and posting. So in this particular posting field, so whatever in the group level, whatever you have updated, it will be displayed over here. Okay, for the sales order, for the purchase order, for the inventory, for the production, for the standard cost variation. So each and every information which will be populated over here. When even if you updated the if you map the main account for the group also, it will be updated over here automatically. Okay, additionally, if you want to add some other category base, you can add it over here. Okay, like for example, you can see currently it is, if I go to the purchase order, so at here it is mentioned for the group level. Okay, let's imagine I want, even if the group is not available, if any such kind of item are there, so it should not block, it should proceed for the posting. So I can simply click on new, and at here I will select the all, and at here I will give the main account as I'm just updating the downside main account. Okay, so this is the main account which I have mapped it. So when I see this particular main account, it is a finished goods inventory. Okay, you will get this main account from the finance department. Once the finance department share this particular main account, you will map over here. So basically this is the finance task. So just for your information, for knowing purpose. Okay, and you will click on save. The record will be saved, and you can come back. So in inventory there is one more thing is there, that is the journals. So you can see under inventory setup, you have the journal names, and you will click on journal inventory. Okay, so once you clicked on inventory, so these are already already created in the demo instance. So you can create your own and you can create your own voucher series, custom voucher series. Okay, for example, if I'm creating any new, so you need to specify the name, like for example INV adjustment. Okay, and you will update the description, inventory adjustment. Okay, I have just updated some random name. Why? Because it's already available. So in this particular journal type, you will select, instead of movement, inventory adjustment and At here this is predefined map 1. So if you want to change your number sequence, you can first you need to create and you need to update it. Okay, and you will click on save, and this inventory journal name will be created. Like for example, at here I have created INV ADH, right? So if I go to the inventory management journals items, we have the inventory adjustment. So if I create new over here, you can see IADV is there. So I can select mine or which is already available. Okay, so like that the journal name will also populate over there. Now what we have so far created, so far we have seen the item creation, a product master creation, and other than that we have discussed the costing method, grouping, and the creation of site, creation of warehouse, and creation of and mapping the posting profile. In case if you want to add, instead of on behalf of finance, you can add it. Okay, and in product creation we have seen the template. Okay, and so far we have seen the only the item and this part. Okay, now let us create some transaction. Like for example, if I am creating the purchase order, how my stock will be up. So for that I will go to the product. Okay, purchase order, okay. Now let me quickly create one purchase order by clicking on new. So at here I'm just selecting the some random vendor. Okay, I just selected some random vendor from here, and I have selected the site as India. Okay, either you can type and it will be, if the whatever you type it has been already already available, it will be saved and automatically it will be changed into hyperlink. Okay, and similarly when I select the warehouse, you can see we have two different warehouse, Chennai and Hyderabad, which we have created now. Okay, so I have selected the warehouse and I will click on OK. Okay, now let me select the item. Like for example, I am selecting the item as, so I am selecting the same item which we have created. So these are the three items which we have created. Two are item, one is the item master in the sense the product master. So at here I have selected one of the item. Okay, and for this particular item, like for example, if I am updating quantity as 50 and unit price as 500, and you can see my net amount is 25k. Okay, let me add another one and let me select this. In this particular product I will select the item master. 003 is the item master. Now you can see when I select the item 001, there is no variance, right? So it's only the product, it doesn't have any product variant. When I select the item V0003, if I directly update the quantity and the unit price, okay, and if I click on the save, now you can see there is a error. So what does this error gives over here on top? You can see the field color must be filled in, the field size must be filled in, the field configuration must be filled in. Okay, so why it's coming over here? The main reason is you can see we didn't selected the variant. Okay, so once you select the item number of the product master, you can see there is a variant, different column is there, and you can see the drop down. Okay, if you expand this drop down, and these are the variants which is we have released. Okay, so from here we will select one of the variant, like for example at here I am selecting gray 256 GB, and let me select the 6-inch big one. Okay, so what I did, I have selected the 6-inch 256 GB gray color one. Okay, and now you can see if I save the record, there is no error. Okay, so the error stands only for this particular product. It's required the necessary dimension which need to be selected it under the variant. Okay, now let me confirm. So you will go to the purchase tab and you will click on confirm. Okay, now the purchase order is confirmed. Now let me go to the receive tab. Okay, and do the product receipt. So I am giving some random product receipt number. Okay, so before doing product receipt, let me duplicate the tab. Okay, now let me go to the inventory management. Okay, inquiry and report, on hand list. Okay, so at here what I am doing, I am just filtering with the name. Okay, so I just filter with the item number which begins with this particular thing. Okay, now you can see I just created the purchase order. Okay, so these are the two items, and you can see order in quantity, order in total, what it was showing as 50, and total available, how much it was showing, 50. Okay, now for this one we are not able to view the variant, right? So what you can do, on top you can see the dimensions, right? Click on this particular dimension, and now you can see we have size, color, style. Okay, so already we have updated site warehouse location, and save it, and you will click on OK. Now those fields will be added over here. Now you can see for GM003 product iPhone 16, 6.6 inch is the configuration, 256 GB is my size, and gray is my color. Okay, and you can able to find what is the total number of quantity which is available. Okay, so now let me go back to the another tab. Now I will do the product receipt. So once we complete the product receipt, so what will be the net impact in the inventory? Okay, let's see that. Okay, so let me give the some random product receipt number, and I will click on OK. So we are receiving 100% quantity for the both the product. Yeah, now you can see purchase order status is received and confirmed. So let me go to the another tab where my on hand inventory inquiry form is open. Now let me refresh this particular page. Before refreshing, you can see it's in order quantity. Now what will happen if I refresh this particular page? Now you can see what will happen. Okay, Now what happened? Now physical in available how much? Physical inventory 50. So what do you mean by physical inventory? So the physical inventory is nothing but you have received the good but you have not received the actual tax invoice. Okay, physical inventory is nothing but the same. We have received the physically the items but not the complete invoice we have not received yet. Okay, now there is a question during interview. This particular question may ask you, I have received the item, I can do the invoice for the received quantity. I can issue the issue quantity to respective departments. Okay, like for example, we have received these two particular product, right? Now what happened? Physically it is available but I didn't receive the invoice. I can sell this particular product? Yes, you can sell this particular product as the inventory is already up, so you can do the sale. Okay, let me show you. Before going to the sale, let me do the invoice. Let me navigate to the another form, another tab. Okay, now let me do the invoice. So once I do the invoice, now it is physically available, right? Now once I complete the invoice, what will happen? It financially it will be available. Okay, you can see over here in another tab, fiscally received will be updated. Okay, and the total available will shown as 50. So let me do that. In another tab, I have generating the invoice. So let me give the invoice number, invoice date. Let me update the match status, and let me post this particular PO invoice. Okay, now the invoice has been posted. Now let me navigate to the another tab and let me refresh this particular page. Okay, now you can see it is available. Okay, now if I want to sell this particular product, you can sell it. Okay, further you can see for doing any sale, where we will go to the account receivable and all sales order. If I click on new, so this is the same process how we have created the purchase order, right? In same way we will create the sales order. So for creation of sales order we required customer, for creation of purchase order we required vendor, right? So at here we will select the customer on behalf of, as I am creating the sales order, so I will select the customer. So at here I am selected some random customer. Okay, and you will click on OK. Once you clicked on OK, the sales order will be generated. Okay, I did forget to update the site and warehouse, right? So you can update the site and warehouse in the header level in case if you have missed it. So you can update when in the sales order header, So you will go to the header tab, and you can see storage dimension group, site and warehouse. So you will select site as India, and warehouse as Hyderabad. Okay, and go to the line details, and at here you will select the item, like for example GM 001. So I just selected this particular item, and now you can see I will update the quantity as 5, which I am selling it, and you will update the unit price. See, for this particular product I didn't updated the sales unit price, so that was the reason it's showing as blank. I will update some random amount, 900 per unit, it's 4500. I can do directly invoice. Let me save this particular record and do the direct invoice. Tomorrow we will see complete sales order and sales quotation process. Only that particular module will be left if we complete this product information and inventory. So let me post this PO sales invoice by selecting as all, and let me click on OK. I'm just doing this one to showcase how the direction and how the stock will be shown. So we'll discuss in detail regarding to the sales order process in tomorrow's session as we have. So tomorrow the sales and marketing module is only one thing which is left. Okay, now it has been posted. So I just posted one random sales order so that you can show you the deduction, the transaction of sale, and the item will be reduced. So in another tab, okay, in another tab, if I navigate to the on hand list, and if I filter with that particular item number begin with, and if I apply parameter, now you can see for this particular product previously we have received 50 quantity, right? Now you can see 5 quantity has been reduced. Okay, if you see on transaction, if you click on this particular transaction, okay, you can view more information, like for example how much you have purchased. So you can see under receipt we have 50 quantity which we have received it. The inventory went to 50. Okay, in sale I have sale minus 5 quantity, that was the reason it was showing as 45 on total level, on hand quantity level. Okay, so any doubt in this particular thing? If there is no doubt, and I'll quickly cover this inventory journal part. Okay, so let me go back to the inventory journals. So in our last session also we have discussed regarding to the inventory journal. So for that we need to navigate to the inventory management. Okay, and we have inventory movement and inventory adjustment. So when we will use the inventory movement, so inventory movement mostly used at the time of opening balance, or when you want to hit the cost and transferring from the you're moving from one warehouse to another warehouse and updating the cost basis. You will use this one inventory movement journal. And what do you mean by inventory adjustment? Inventory adjustment is nothing but you just need to update the stock. If there is any mistake, you need to up the stock or reduce the stock. With the help of inventory adjustment you can do it. And transfer journal is nothing but you will transfer from goods from one warehouse to another warehouse. Like for example, let me click on transfer. Okay, So at here I am creating a new, and by default the journal name is selected as transfer, and at here I am selecting my site and warehouse. This is the from site warehouse. Like for example, I am selecting India, and at here I am selecting the warehouse as Hyderabad. Okay, and I have clicked on OK. Now I need to select the two site and two warehouse. Okay, like for example, if I add a journal line, now you can see we have from site to site, from warehouse to warehouse. Okay, like for example, if I select the item, so at here I have selected the item, right? So for this particular item we have from warehouse and to warehouse. Okay, now you can see my from warehouse is auto populated, and to warehouse, sorry, my from site and from warehouse is auto populated, and to site to warehouse I need to select it. Okay, so what I will do, I will select the to warehouse as Chennai. Okay, so I just selected the two warehouse by default based on that my site has got updated. Okay, and I need to select the product dimension. So without selecting for this item master product dimension, you cannot create a record. I mean, you can create the record but you cannot post any transaction. So I will select, go to the display dimension, and let me enable this field, and let me save the setup, and I will click on OK. So whenever I will open this particular form, so these are the fields which will be by default, it will be populated. Okay, so at here I will select the configuration as 6 inches, and size as 256, and color has gray, and if I click on save, so in to warehouse also I need to update the same thing, 6 256 gray, and let me save this particular record. Yeah, record has been saved. Now you can see there is a one quantity in minus, so I will mention as -5 quantity. So at here I am transferring 5 quantity from Hyderabad warehouse to Chennai. Okay, and I will validate, and I will click on post. So once you click on post, a transaction will be posted. Okay, and there will be a shortage of 5 quantity in Hyderabad warehouse, and 5 quantity will be up in Chennai warehouse. Okay, after posting this inventory transfer journal, if I go back to the on an inventory screen, and if I refresh this particular page, now you can see iPhone 16 in Chennai warehouse we have 5 quantity, in Hyderabad we have 45 quantity. Okay, so other than that, adjustment we have already seen. You can only to make inventory up and down. At this journal we have seen, and we have seen the BOM journal. Okay, so what do you mean by BOM journal? BOM journal is nothing but you will assemble all the product. After assembling it, based on it, okay, so after assembling the product, it will be converted to the finished product. Okay, so you may have the raw material item, either it may be a pen, like in last example I have shown you with the pen cap, ink, and refill. Okay, and some plastic item to make the top body of the pen. Okay, so when you add this all raw material, and when you combine in a sequence, and once it is will be converted as a finished product, The finished product is nothing about the pen. Okay, so how the raw material cost will be added to the to that particular item? So with the help of the BOM journal, so which I have already shown you in our last session. So other than that, we have some counting journal. Okay, in item counting we have a tag counting and counting. So you will go with the counting only. So when you have the inventory stock, so on monthly basis or quarterly basis or yearly basis or halfly basis, you should do the stock count. So what they will do in stock count, you will see how much quantity is available on floor, and it's matching with your on hand or not. Okay, like for example, if I'm clicking on new over here, okay, and you can see in inventory counting journal, and at here I am selecting the from and to warehouse. Like for example, at here I am selected the warehouse as Chennai, and I have clicked on OK. So once I clicked on OK, and at here we have a create lines on top, so you click on create lines from the on hand. So when I say on hand, it will check on hand for this particular site and warehouse how many items are there and how much is the stock is available. It will be displayed over here. Okay, so once he clicked on hand list, and there will be a counting date. So counting date is today, and you click on OK button. So once you click on OK button, a lines will be added over here. You can see there is a lines has been added, and you can see 5 quantity. So you will count whether you have 5 quantity in your existing warehouse. Okay, if it is there, you will add that count over here in the counted has 5, and you will save the record and you will post the counting journal. Okay, so this is the part of counting journal. Mostly this counting journal will be done at during the month end audit. Okay, or quarterly or monthly MIS which need to be submitted to the audit firm. Okay, during those time this counting journal will be done. Okay, and we have two different kind of counting. One is counting, another one is tag counting. You can see item counting, we have tag counting and counting. So what is the difference between these two? Okay, so when I say counting, it will be based on the particular product and product variant, and we will update based on the count. When you say the tag counting, it will check it number of scans. Like for example, mostly this tag counting is used in the retail industry, as they have the similar product with n number of barcodes, as the batch number is different, so based on that it will be available over there. So there, what they will do, instead of counting, they will open this particular journal with third party application, and they will scan all the barcode. Based on the barcode scan, the item count will be updated. Okay, so that is the difference between these two counting journals. Okay, so these are the journals which mainly used. One is the inventory movement journal or inventory adjustment for stock up. When you are implementing any new module, like for example procurement module or SEM module, where the inventory is going to be up, in that case you will use the inventory movement journal to update the inventory balances. Okay, and transfer journal, we have seen two different transfers. One is the transfer order, another one is transfer journal. Okay, in transfer journal also we have the same kind of thing. There will be a from warehouse and there will be a to warehouse, which will be selected. Like for example, let me quickly show you one more thing over here. I forget to show in our last session. In transfer order, okay, we have auto receiving also. Like for example, once we shift from the one location in another location, it can be auto received. Okay, we have a one toggle button which we need to enable. If you enable that toggle, and no need to do the receiving part at the another site. Like for example, if I'm creating any new transfer order, okay, so at here I'm selecting my from warehouse as let's imagine Hyderabad, and two warehouses Chennai. Did you see there is one error on top? When I selected the from warehouse, you can see the from warehouse must be specified, must have the transit warehouse setup. Okay, what does it means? Like for example, if I go to the from warehouse, right button, view details, it will open the your warehouse master. Okay, for any transfer order, like for example Hyderabad, you can see transit warehouse. So we need to update the transit warehouse. Like for example, I am mentioning the transit warehouse number 27. Okay, and I have saved it. Okay, and if you see sorry, let me go back. Yeah, now let me select again Hyderabad. As I selected my transit warehouse, now you can see there is no error. So previously what was the error is there? I have not selected the transit warehouse, so because of that I am not able to perform my transfer orders. I can perform the transfer journal. Transfer journal is internally movement from within the same location, one department to another department. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to go to the right button, view details. It will open your respective warehouse. Okay, and map this transit warehouse. Okay, you can create your new warehouse for the transit, and you can map that particular record over here. Okay, so let me add a line, like for example DOUTDM001. okay, for this one I am transferring 12 quantity to Chennai. Okay, and I will save this particular record, and I will go to the ship, and I will click on ship transfer order. Okay, once I click on ship transfer order, at here I will update the status as all, and you can see there is a auto receive, the second check box in this particular line. If you check this particular second check box, and if you click on OK, so what will happen, it will auto receive the product. Okay, so currently if I click on OK, now you can see what's the status. It was changed to received. Usually when you do the ship from ship transfer order, the status will change to shipped, and you will perform the receive operation. Once you done the receive operation, the status will change to received. Okay, so once you check the checkbox auto receive, and what will happen, it will auto shipped, I mean the shipping process will be complete, and auto receiving part will be done. No need to do again receiving operation for this particular journal. Okay, now this is the last process which need to be done on periodic basis, on monthly or either it may be a quarterly basis, that is the closing. So what you need to do in closing? Okay, so if you go to the inventory management, under inventory management, let me collapse all, you will go to the periodic task, we have closing and adjustment. Okay, so you will go to the closing and adjustment, and you will for example, if you want to run any adjustment, you will go to the adjustment. Okay, and you can see the transactions, everything. Okay, for example, if you want to do there are some recalculation. Why we need to do the recalculation of inventory? Okay, has I said that we have different costing method. Like for example, we have LIFO, we have FIFO. Okay, and we have weighted average, standard cost. Okay, when you book any transaction, system what it will do, initially it will perform on the standard cost. Okay, system will not understand the costing based on the LIFO method or FIFO method. It will not understand, it will be understand only the standard cost. Okay, so once you come over here and you will click on recalculation, and either this recalculation will be done on the periodic basis or daily basis, in which you can run it. So currently I am selecting as current period, or you can leave it blank and you can select the date, and you will click on OK. So system what it will do, it will recalculate and it will adjust the cost. Like for example, it should be let's imagine the cost should be for that particular line item, it should be as 10. Instead of 10, it was we have issued for with the cost of 12, so which is incorrect, right? So those kind of costs will be adjusted after recalculation. Okay, so you will click on OK, the recalculation will be started. Okay, now you can see I have just clicked on OK. The recalculation inventory batch job has been added to the queue. If you refresh the page, at here you can see a recalculation has been added, and if you refresh the page, once it is completed, okay, at here a checkbox will be done, checkbox will be updated, which means the recalculation process has been completed. Let it be done. It takes some time to close everything. So the next part is the closing. You can see close procedure. You will go over here, close procedure. Okay, we have close, we have to click on close inventory. Okay, so either you can close inventory on monthly basis, quarterly basis, yearly basis, half-yearly basis. Okay, so at here you will select the closing inventory up to and run okay, there is another checkbox, run post once the inventory closing is done, rerun the calculation. So if you enable this toggle, again after closing inventory, it will recalculate the recalculation, again it will be run. Okay, so if you don't want to rerun the recalculation, you can disable this particular toggle, otherwise you can enable it. And if you click on OK, the closing will be started. Now if I click on OK, see what will happen. So it was stating as already the recalculation in progress. So once it is completed, you can add to the batch job queue. Okay, so currently I cannot add to the queue, so let me leave it as blank. So let complete this particular recalculation. Now you can see this recalculation part has been completed and have some specific log. Okay, so if I select this particular record, and if I go to the detail adjustment report, so it will show what are the adjustment has been done during this recalculation. It will be displayed over here. You can see this is the adjustment which was done for this particular item. Okay, some adjustment entry has been posted. Okay, and similarly you can see the detail of settlement and voucher also. So even if I click on vouchers, it will display the financial impact. So what was the financial impact was done, and it will shown over here. Okay, and similarly the logs, you can able to find the logs over here, and the settlement entry. Okay, now if you let me show you how we can do the closing. For that, close procedure, inventory close, and you will specify the date. Like for example, I am specifying the today's date, today up to November 30. Okay, and I will click on OK. So once I clicked on OK, my inventory closing will be done up to 30th November 2024. So a record has been added for the closing. It's a similar process of closing, recalculation, everything is same, but which you need to done on recalculation. Usually we do on daily basis, as we have a number of transaction with number of records will be there, and different costing method we are utilizing it. So to update the costing, so I mean to update the price information in the costing level, so we used to run the recalculation on daily basis. And inventory closing, which we will done on every monthly basis, depends on the scale of business. Like for example, if you have the retail, so it will be a monthly basis. It take little bit time, as we have number of items, and based on that it will be close the inventory. Let's wait to complete this particular process. Once it is completed, the inventory module will be done, the core inventory module. Yeah, now you can see I just refresh the page. Now you can see it has been posted and the journal is okay. And if I go to the details, and if I click on the there is another report is there. Yeah, on adjustment we have the transactions. So if I click on this particular transaction, it will display what are the kind of adjustment transaction has been posted. It will be displayed over here. And similarly, under the adjustments, you can see the on hand. If any on hand related to adjustment, it will be shown over here. From here you can post those adjustments. Okay, and similarly it will be displayed in this particular detail report also. Like for example, let's see this adjustment report. So it will be shown over here, and if any adjustment has been posted during the closing, and those adjustment report, those adjustment details will be shown over here. Okay, so this adjustment is auto posted during the closing. Okay, there is some related to some fixed asset, it has been posted now. So is there any doubt in the closing, month closing and recalculation? The process remains same, but the terminology is different. Recalculation, which we will do on daily basis to update the costing price. if there is no doubt, and we'll utilize the same product for tomorrow for the sales and marketing. And so this is one of the core module which is left.
Yes, Gautam, no doubts.
Okay, then we can conclude today's session, and we will start with fresh mind tomorrow with the sales and marketing.
Okay, Gautam.
Okay, Gautam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.